Parshas Vayeira, Toshin Ayin Hey. I can't think of a better place to give a shiur on Parshas Vayeira. Parsha talks about Chesed, Bikur Cholim. This is the week to actually be doing the shiur here at the Bikur Cholim headquarters, Lakewood, New Jersey. Beautiful place, a place that pounds out Chesed. Every week when I walk in here, I see more and more things that this organization does, and it keeps spreading and it keeps getting bigger, and it's really an unbelievable thing to see. However, there is a problem. The problem is that over the past couple of years, we spoke a lot about Bikur Cholim, the organization and the mitzvah, and we spoke a lot about Chesed of Avraham Avinu. So we have to move on to some other things in the Parsha. But actually, the theme and the subject of tonight's shiur is something that we actually have spoken about in the past. But it's an inyan that's very, very kedai to review and expound upon all the time. And this is the Parsha, the inyan of Nisyonos. The inyan of Nisyonos. And Nisyonos, however you want to translate the word, tests, trials, different types of things that a person endures and goes through in their life. These are things that, as we call these things Nisyonos, tests. We know that Avraham Avinu went through different tests in his life, and Avraham Avinu stood up to every one of the tests and passed every one of the tests. And one of the Nisyonos, and possibly the biggest Nisyon, is the end of this week's Parsha, the Parsha of the Akedah. And the Parsha of the Akedah begins with a pasuk that says, V'ho Elokim Nisyonos Avraham. That HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we'll use the word test for lack of a better word here, but HaKadosh Baruch Hu tested Avraham Avinu. And the Nesivos Shalom brings from the Torah Sa'avois a very interesting point, which we've also spoken about many times in the past, that the shas a person has in his soyam, when a person goes through a particularly tough moment or tough period or tough test in their life, all of the person's madregas and levels that you have acquired during your lifetime, all of those things are taken away from you b'shas the Nisoyim. And the pasuk uses, says the Torah Sa'avois, the pasuk uses a lashon here of V'ho Elokim Nisyonos Avraham. Elokim, we know the lashon Elokim, the word Elokim denotes midas hadin. And when a person has a Nisoyon, it is midas hadin that is on the person. And Avraham Avinu, despite losing all his madregas and all his levels, you have like the picture, the raw person, just the core of a person. When a person has a Nisayon, HaKadosh Baruch Hu gets to see straight to your roots, straight to your core, and see what you're made of and how you're going to react and what you're going to do. Avraham Avinu, even b'shas, even at this time, Avraham Avinu still stood up and said, Hineni. That even during times of din and darkness, where I still may not understand the ways of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I don't understand what's happening to me right now. I don't understand exactly what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants from me. Avraham Avinu showed us the way and the way to react to Nisayon, and Avraham Avinu said, Hineni, I am ready. Why? Because if I'm only ready to accept HaKadosh Baruch Hu's things that He sends my way, if I'm only ready to accept it when things are good, or when I do understand, then the love and the relationship you have with HaKadosh Baruch Hu is an ahava tluya b'davar. It's a love that is contingent upon external things. And we know that that is not the relationship a person is supposed to have with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And not only that, it's not the relationship, we see the Mishnah in Pirkei Avos, it's not a relationship that a person is supposed to have with your peers, with your friends either. So if you're only willing to be one with HaKadosh Baruch Hu and good with HaKadosh Baruch Hu when things are good, when things are understood, then it's an ahava tluya b'davar. And that's why the Mishnah tells us also in Pirkei Avos, Lo hidia kama chibosoi shel Avraham Avinu. from the way Avraham Avinu reacted by saying Hineni, from the way Avraham Avinu did things, we see the love that Avraham Avinu had for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And Nesivos Shalom tells us, and that it's really the same by every person. When a person is given a Nisyons, if everything was always in a zman of light and understanding, it wouldn't be much of a Nisyons. If HaKadosh Baruch Hu let us in on the secrets, and let us see just what the end result is, and how everything in the world is going to look after everything is all said and done, then it wouldn't be much of a Nisyons. It wouldn't be a test, because of course everybody would see everything out in front of them, and you can just of course do anything that you hear. It's when every Nisyons seems like a great mountain in front of you, and that is when you see these great challenges in front of you. That's when HaKadosh Baruch Hu will see how you react and what you're going to do b'shas Nisyons. So it's interesting to note that at the beginning of the Parshas Akedah, before the Nisyons, when Avraham Avinu is getting the instructions what to do for the Nisyons, the Torah uses that lashon of Elikim, like we said at the beginning, Bo Elikim Nisyonos Avraham. The Torah uses the lashon of Elikim 4 times when HaKadosh Baruch Hu is giving Avraham Avinu the instructions of what to do. But you know what happens as soon as Avraham Avinu does what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants and he passes the test? The Torah switches over right away to a lashon, to a Shem Havaya. The Torah, if you look at the Parsha, you'll notice that the Torah switches over 5 times. The Torah says a lashon of Havaya. Now Avraham Avinu, now that you listen, now that you pass the Nisyons, you have light all around you. The Pasuk says at the end of the Parshas Akedah, Ata Yodati Ki Yirei Elikim Ata. Then the Pasuk goes back and uses a lashon of Elikim again. The Torah tells us, Ata Yodati. Now I know, now HaKadosh Baruch Hu knows, Ki Yirei Elikim Ata. That even during the times of Elikim, at the times of challenges, at the times that you don't understand everything, even then, you're ready to give everything for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You have an Ava that is not contingent on anything. It is not teluya in anything. And you can face challenges, Zok Nesivos Shalom. If a person always keeps in mind, Nesivos Shalom talks to people of today, and he talks to us down-to-earth people over here, and he gives us advice. And he says a person is always able to face challenges if you keep in mind that whatever comes your way, and every test that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives you, and whatever comes your way, it's part of your specific shlichus in this world. You have things to accomplish. Every single person has things and a whole road of the way of your life and things that you need to accomplish in your life, and they're different than the things that any other person in the world has to accomplish. Your Nisyonos are not the same as anyone else. And it's more important to know, and it's more important to think about, that another person's Nisyonos are not the same as yours. Don't judge other people. Don't think because you're good and you can handle something, don't write somebody off when they're young. You say, oh, this person faced this challenge, he did this and this thing. You know, we were very quick to write people off for life, not understanding other people's challenges. The Baal Shem Tov says that the way, he also gives us advice and the way to get through Nisyonos. Baal Shem Tov says that you have to know the Pasuk. The Pasuk says, V'anoichi haster aster ponai, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is saying a double lashon that I will hide by Yoim Hahu. A double hester. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is telling us that even, the Torah is telling us that b'shas a Nisyons, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is even going to hide the fact, says the Baal Shem Tov, that it's a Nisyons. It's a double hester. It's a hastara b'toich hastara. Today it happens to be, this became an amazing song, very popular, beautiful song. Everybody's singing it, everybody knows it. But guess what? These words, hastara b'toich hastara, were around before the song. And they were around before anybody who wrote the song. However, it's something we all have to remember. We have to train ourselves to remember that within all this hidden, all this hiding, all the Hester b'toich Hester, or Hastara b'toich Hastara, within all of that, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is there. There's a pasuk. The pasuk says by Har Sinai, "U'Moshe nigash el ha'arofel asher shomu Elokim." It says that Moshe Rabbeinu got close. Moshe nigash el ha'arofel, which we teach as a fog, asher shomu Elokim. Nesivos Shalom tells us that Moshe Rabbeinu is teaching us a lesson over here. That even in the fog, and even when you walk into a fog, and you have no idea what's going on around you, you can't see in front of you, you see him at such a nisayon, you can't understand what HaKadosh Baruch Hu is throwing you away. Even in that fog, Asher Shomu Elokim, Moshe Rabbeinu taught us that you come close to that fog, because within that fog, within that darkness, you will find HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And this is the key, says in Nesivos Shalom, to rising above all situations during a time of a nisayon. Nesivos Shalom brings another beautiful thought from the Torah Avos. The Mishnah tells us in Pirkei Avos, Asara Nisyonos Nisnasa Avraham Avinu v'Amad B'Kula. Right? Everybody knows, famous Mishnah. Avraham Avinu was tested with 10 Nisyonos v'Amad B'Kula. Says the Nesivos Shalom a beautiful word. Amida doesn't just mean that he withstood and he stood up to all the Nisyonos. Amida, we know, Amida is a lashon of tefillah. The Shemona Esrei is called the Amida, right? Amida is a lashon of tefillah. Says the Nesivos Shalom that Avraham Avinu was tested in 10 Nisyonos, but you know how he got through it? V'Amad B'Kula. Avraham Avinu knew that in order to get through the Nisayon, you have to daven. It's a lashon of tefillah that for every single nisayon, every step, Avraham Avinu, and we have to do the same thing. We have to daven for the help of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And this, again, is a lesson for every one of us. And we should know that there's a very big upside to a nisayon. If you think about it, and a person delves a little further into what nisayon is, you know what the upside of a nisayon is? It's how you come out on the other side. How much a person is able to grow from a nisayon. Think back yourself of challenges and things. It says that a person sometimes falls. That a tzaddik says fall 7 times and still get up. What is it? That a person falls, and after you go through the nisayon and you get back up, you see, if you pass the nisayon and you stand up to it, you see how much a person can actually grow from a nisayon. Nesivos Shalom says nisayon is from the word nes, and nes is like the mast of a ship, which is something which can be seen from far, towering over everything else. A nisayon is a matana. It's a toiva from HaKadosh Baruch Hu in its express way up. You want to stand up, you want to stand head and shoulders above everybody else. Get through the nisayon. That's how you're going to grow. But you need to know, you need to daven every step of the way. And right after the nisayon, we see in this week's parsha also, right after nisayon is when all the brachas come. It's when all the brachas were given. And every person has their tests. Every person has their things. And again, we have to reiterate, you cannot judge another person from their nisyonos. Do you ever wonder, sometimes if you think about it, you have no idea where you would be if you were faced with that person's challenges. It could be you'd be down and out. Never judge another person. Understand that he's going through his nisyonos. Give him chizuk. Help him out. You want people to help you. But that's the idea. You daven. And you get through a nisayon that way. You plod your way through it. You daven to HaKadosh Baruch Hu to help you. And you understand that nisyonos are one of the gifts from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, ways that we can take a big jump up. Let's learn the lessons of this week's parsha of the nisyonos of Avraham Avinu. Let's apply it to ourselves. And hopefully, the next time we do have a nisayon, we'll grow from it. We'll understand that it's something HaKadosh Baruch Hu is giving us an express way to grow.